Hi everybody, how are you doing today? Today we're going to have a little light respite from heaviness in our gathering. I've gone back to church bulletin bloopers that always make me laugh. And then I also have something that my brother sent. So just get your laughing gear in shape because we're going to read some of these that the website says from actual church bulletins, and I don't doubt it. Okay, here we go. You ready? Scouts are saving aluminum cans, bottles, and other items to be recycled. Proceeds will be used to cripple children. Obviously, they meant to say for crippled children. There you go. Okay. Here's another one that has a good spelling. Is it a malapropism? Or you use the wrong word, but it sounds close. The Outreach Committee has enlisted 25 visitors to make calls on people who are not afflicted with any church. This one reminds me that I have to stop myself from using this abbreviation for this activity. And this is why. The ladies' Bible study will be held Thursday morning at 10. All ladies are invited to lunch in the fellowship hall after the BS is done. Oh, yes, and you don't want to misspell if you can help it. Evening massage at 6 p.m. instead of message. Okay. Laughter's good medicine, isn't it? And we all need to laugh a little more. It's the lightness of being. The pastor would appreciate it if the ladies of the congregation would lend him their electric girdles for the pancake breakfast next Sunday morning. It's that dyslexic thing, switching where the letters, where the R goes from girdles to girdles. Okay, the audience is asked to remain seated until the end of the recession. Could be a long time. Low self-esteem support group will meet Thursdays at 7 to 8:30 p.m. Please use the back door for the low esteem support group. That reminds me, one of my friends once said to me, "Did you hear about the new 12-step program for compulsive talkers?" And I said no, because I thought he was being real. And he goes, "It's called on and on and on and on." The things my brain has stored in its steel trap. Left off some letter here. Ushers will eat latecomers. The third verse of Blessed Assurance will be sung without musical accompaniment. Talk about self-awareness. For those of you who have children and don't know it, we have a nursery downstairs. Oh boy. This one makes me think, this next one, when we say, here ends the reading, blah, 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 and we all go, thanks be to God. I just have trouble using that phrase right now with thanks be to God that we're ending the scripture reading. Well, here's a case where the Reverend Merriweather spoke briefly, much to the delight of the audience. Oh, I hope this won't be true of me. The pastor will preach her farewell message, after which the choir will sing, "Break Forth into Joy." During the absence of our pastor, we enjoyed the rare privilege of hearing a good sermon when J.F. Stubbs supplied our pulpit. The rare privilege of hearing a good sermon. Oh, boy. Due to the rector's illness, Wednesday's healing services will be discontinued until further notice. Poor guy or gal. The stewardship offertory that day was Jesus paid it all. The music for today's service was all composed by George Frederick Handel in celebration of the 300th anniversary of his birth. Here's another prepositional problem. Remember in prayer the many who are sick of our church and community. This is an old one I've seen before. Miss Charlene Mason sang, "I will not pass this way again," giving obvious pleasure to the congregation. Oh, dear. I've seen this one before, too. This is a good one. Ladies, don't forget the rummage sale. It's a good chance to get rid of those things not worth keeping around the house. Bring your husbands. Oh, boy. An announcement in a church bulletin for a national prayer and fasting conference. The cost for attending the fasting and prayer conference includes meals. I think another case of just typing the wrong letter at the beginning of a word can change the whole meaning. Next Sunday is the family hayride and bonfire at the Fowlers. Bring your own hot dogs and guns. Friends are welcome and come for a fun time. Although maybe it's not a misprint, but I tend to think it's supposed to be hot dogs and buns. Bring your hot dogs and guns. One letter makes such a difference. Smile at someone who is hard to love. Say hell to someone who doesn't care much about you. Oh, hell. The peacemaking meeting scheduled for today has been canceled due to a conflict. The sermon this morning, Jesus walks on the water. The sermon tonight, searching for Jesus. And finally, the last one, just because I can't take anymore. Next Thursday, there will be tryouts for the choir. They need all the help they can get. Oh, boy. I hope you've had some good laughs today, too. My brother, whom you've heard me mention many times in New Hampshire, he sticks with, like old postal letters. And until recently, now the man is turning 81 in July, and I think he still has the Royal typewriter that our parents gave him when he graduated from high school. He has had it fixed so many times, and he finally had to give it to the computer because nobody knew how to repair the typewriter anymore. It wasn't even an electric typewriter. It was a manual typewriter. But he loves U.S. Postal Service and mail posts, and I love him. So I get at least one letter a week in the mail from Bob. And he includes everything from, like, some writing from his Christian Science writing, because he's a devout Christian Scientist. Not so my sister-in-law, however. And 2 recipes. I already put those in the kitchen. He sends me recipes. He's a great cook. Sends me recipes. But in this P.S. part of his letter, it seems, he says, that smiles and chuckles are especially needed these days, and I couldn't agree more. Here are a couple that you may enjoy. And this one was given to my sister-in-law by their Cairn Terrier breeder. I stopped to give a hitchhiker a ride the other day. After we had ridden a few miles in silence, he said, "What would you do if I told you I was a serial killer?" I replied, "The chance of having 2 serial killers in one car is pretty remote. Think of the odds." Oh, my friends, let us never get so bogged down with our faith that it becomes ponderous and we can't laugh. I have a few pictures of laughing Jesus that just speak to my heart again and again. I'll try to put one into this video. If I'm successful, you'll see it, and if not, you'll just have to Google it yourself, laughing Jesus. But anyway, it's important for us to not take ourselves too seriously with all that we're doing. At my ordination, the charge to the ordinand came from one of my mentors, who said, "Just remember, ride loose in the saddle, but hold fast to the reins." I think it's good advice for all of us. I hope this laughter has helped you to ride a little looser in the saddle today. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. Time to think of something greater than ourselves, or in today's case, not to think of anything at all, I hope. Just to laugh and enjoy life and know that God's in charge. What do we have to worry about, really? Let's live what if. What if we lived like God really is in charge? Okay, everybody, I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York, and I hope you have a great, great day. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye for now.